Hey, it's the WebMaster here coming at you, and we're going to continue the series on building a website from scratch, the Joomla series. Let's get into it. So here's where we left off. We were talking about the menu system. I did mention in the last one that we were talking about some of the paid module plugins. Well, we might get into that today, but basically we're going to get into the next steps, which is some customized CSS settings, and how you can customize all the CSS within the page as needed. And then we're going to start to implement the shopping cart and SEO tools. So let's get back to the site. Where are we at here with anthonysgym.com? There we go. Back in the site. So when we last left off, we had just thrown this up here. And what we're going to do today is go ahead and upload the e-commerce package. Get into the system, log in. Now the extension in modules, and we want to go ahead and manage. Let's manage. And drag or drop, and we want the new e-commerce, which is I think you say Hika shop, Hika shop for business. That is the full program. Go ahead and unzip that, get that installed. E-commerce software built for simplicity. Shop access, product layouts, locations, everything looks good. Save and go and create your first product. So let's see what we got here. There's a whole integration of selling and individual products, digital products, different types of payments, all types of things we are going to customize. We're going to go ahead and set this to the US, United States of America. State, our particular state happens to be New Jersey. Address we will add at a later date. Currency, a US dollar. US dollar. Install European taxes. No. Tax name, pay rate, PayPal configuration. We can add that later. Product types, shippable. We want to do both virtual and digital content, so that ones that are either shippable goods or virtual goods, MP3s, books, etc. So we're going to use both. Install sample data. I'm going to do this just for this particular demo version, just so we can go ahead and start doing that. So we go save and go and create your first product. While that gets going, let's get back into the other one. We're going to go ahead and work with the SEO and install the SEO that I use to help manipulate some of the pieces of information that we need. So again, back to the manage, back to the install, upload, and we're going to do the SH404SEF. This is the search engine optimization software that I use. And it's very good. You can do a whole bunch of things, add a bunch of URLs, and really customize it. So I found it to be useful, and it just needs to be configured. So we'll get these two things going, install successfully, and then it becomes a component. So here's here's what it looks like. And right now we don't have it turned on. I believe it's a default off. Let's see. Yeah, it's all off. So here's some of the stuff that we will be customizing for SEO. All the different things, analytics, security, error pages, updates. There's pretty much everything you can do here in the SEO world. So go back to here. Let's see here. S requires to show some enable, but you appear to have it disabled. Please enable it. Yeah, so it already knows. It's already integrated with our shopping cart system. And let's just get back to the main menu here and see what hit it. Usually when you install something like the e-commerce, it automatically adds a menu item, and there it is. So you have your category listings. Let's see what it looks like from the front end without trying anything. Okay, so it's already installed its sample data. Ebooks. Let's see what this looks like. English book. I want to look at this product. So this is how sort of the cart is going to look. You know, oh, I want one of these, two of these. I want to add to my cart. It's added to the cart up here. Here's where my checkout is. Where's the checkout? So usually there has to be an integrated checkout button. So that's part of it. Product listings. These are all the products that'll be. These are all sample data. And let's see, add to cart. Can I go right to the cart? It's not taking me to the cart. Probably because the cart's not set up yet. So Joomla online system. So no problem. And back here. All right, so that's going to be something that's inherent in the site. So let's go back, and I said we have pretty much now loaded all the tools possible that we are going to need to build this online commerce shop. All right, what else happened here? Well, this got screwed up. All right, done deal. All right. Now I talked about customized CSS. Now I use the second part of this is the Dreamweaver Suite, which you have to use. So I mean, I use it just as an editor, and from there you can take all the CSS information and put it into a file so that you can customly override it. So from that particular case, let me show you how we do this. As we mentioned before, if you use the inspect tool, you can find out, you know, what CSS is being used to control what items. I mentioned before the opacity here, you know, it's on or it's off. So if we know that we wanted to change the opacity, and here is the CSS item to call upon it, we would go in here and we would see that we can change it to say 0.05, 0.04, and maybe it's 0.03 to see what we like here. So let's say we like the opacity rating on 0.3 for this particular reference. Well, how do we do that? You create a custom override CSS file. And with that, I use Dreamweaver, right? So Dreamweaver has a very good tool for helping write CSS. And I'm logged into my site, and in the site for particularly Joomla, it's the HTTP docs, and we're looking for the template we're using. We're using the Helium template, and from there we go in and we see the custom file. This is where we're going to make the custom file that will override anything in the template. And what we do is we make a new folder, and it's called SCSS. And then from there, no, I didn't want to do that. What happened here? Edit, undo. Did that language file move? I hope not. No. All right. So there, the new file that we're going to need here is custom.scss. Boom. Done deal. All right. So now we go ahead and edit this. Clear this out. This is going to be a custom CSS override. And what I normally do here is just, you know, find the CSS. Here it is. Here's the call. Copy that. Come in here and then start your CSS. But you need this bracket thing here, which, you know, Dreamweaver helps out a lot. It auto completes a lot of things. So for me, it's just easy to do. So the double brackets here is the start of it. And I know that the opacity is what we wanted to change. You hit enter, and it brings up the next thing. And you could just go 0.3, close it out, done deal, upload it, and you're done. Put yes. Right? So now when you come back and the CSS is implemented, it is now set. See, if we were to come here and take a look at it, it's the custom document that we just created here is now calling the opacity, and it's overwriting the old opacity. See the old opacity here, and here's the new one. If we were to, like, say uncheck it, it would go back to the way it was. And that is how we start to customize the entire design within a template and make it custom. So we can do things such as move things around up and down, left and right, make them bigger, and start to really dial in the overall look of a website. Okay, so that gives us now the ability to make the site however we want it. We're not constrained to the template in certain ways. So that would be that. Let's go back now into the shopping cart and see where we can get to. Or maybe here, let's just start to work out the menu system. Maybe we'll do that. Let's work out the menu system here. And this again is loaded with all the default content for both the template and the theme and the gantry and the e-commerce shop. So normally, yeah, I would just start this all from scratch and not have all this extra data in here. But for this particular case, again, this is what we're going to do. So we probably want to get rid of pretty much everything in here at the end of the day. The only thing I might keep is the new product listing here. So here's the store. We'll keep the store up, and let's make this the front end, the store one to our new shopping cart, and see how that works out. We want to do, let's see, here it is. So for example, we're basically telling the menu item here, which is called store, what type of item it's going to be when it gets clicked on. And that's where we select it here, and we want the Hika shop, and that is for, oh, I don't know, let's see here, checkout, product page, let's do the checkout. And that would be, if you hit the store, you would go right to checkout. So save and close. Let's take a look at what that looks like. Store, and there's your checkout. So remember how I said we were going to need a cart button, and this is where you start to fill in all your information. And we haven't configured the shipping method yet on what we're going to use, but there are the two items that were put in the cart, how we do it, and then where it's going to go. So they put their payment in, their shipping information, done deal, finish it up, and then it would go. So yeah, there's all the errors and stuff like that. So you can see how we can customize everything in the menu bar. So let's go back to the menu again and start to clean up this. We only want so many things. Home is, for me, is a redundant, you can click on the logo and go home. I don't know how intuitive that is for everybody, but that's pretty much standard across the board. So I usually don't need to use the home button. Let's go ahead in here. So, and then from here, features, pages, layout, style, store. We don't need pretty much any of these. I'm just going to go ahead and unpublish all of them. And then I'm going to only sort by, oh, I didn't have enough. Pitch them all except the home, and then unpublish them all. And there we go. It should only say home. Okay, so now we're starting to build out the top here. Right, and when it's this dark, we're probably going to go to a white Anthony's gym, Anthony's, and then, copy it over there. The first thing we're going to do is the store. So actually I can reuse the store one that was already here. And we'll search that out, store, and just republish that. But I wanted to make it the store front end, not the checkout. So I'm going to come back here and switch that back out. Let's see here. Contact, where's the product page? Product listing. How about the product page? Done deal, save and close. Here we go. Now we're back to the store. And there's probably nothing loaded in the store yet, and that's why that's like that. Let's try something else. Product listing. Here we go. Okay, there's going to be the store. All right, so we got home, store. What do we got? Contact. Add a new one. Contact information. Contact. The menu type here, I think they have a contact. Yep, they can add your contact. Single contact is usually the one they use. You can do a form, automated form here. And save and close. All right, let's do this. So we're going to create a new contract. This is where anyone who fills out a form, the information will be sent to. So Anthony's gym contact information. Go ahead and set here. Save and close. going to need to associate it with another contact with an email address. All right, so I'll just associate it with my user group, which is probably the super user. That's me. Save and close. Save and close. Come back, enter, contact, and there's the form. So I usually like it when it's open, so you can come back into the form and go back into the contact. And there's a setting in here that you can say have the form open. Here it is. Display format, you want it open in the plain. Display format plain, and that should give you the format, yeah, filled out like that. Simple form, boom, 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 goes to an email. So we have, again, we're starting to make the guts of the whole site here. We got the home page, we got the storefront that's going to have all the products, and then we have the contact information. Now, depending on how this site's going to go, I don't think I'm going to use a blog. It's going to be more of just a straight up e-commerce, buy the stuff here. May only be 3 links. I'm not sure what other ones. Probably affiliates might be some, and we'll get it from there. And for this one, that's particularly it. I think now we're going to get into the next stages of configuring the main bulk of this, which is going to be the store shop, the storefront. So here's the main page of the storefront, where it tracks all your orders. It, gives you an idea of how much money has been income, where things are at. Here you can set up all your information as in regards to your affiliates and your discounts and your payment methods. Let's just see if there's any updates available here. I think I just downloaded it today, so it shouldn't be anything. Now we look pretty good. And here's your language file is not up to date. Load delays from our server. Okay, found the language. Again, this language file will be loaded. Okay. Load, save, and we updated the language file. Did that update? That did. Okay. Put the store offline. Let's see. Your shop address, main currency, USA, type, other things, VAT, nope, check, good. All right. From here, checkout, this is where we're going to add some of the options for the payment type. We're going to have to also set up an SSL on this page. So that is going to happen before I get into really configuring all of the information here on this shopping cart, because it's all going to be changed to the HTTPS. So maybe that'll be the next video I put out here. But if you look at the products that are already here and what you can do, brown shoes is one of them. Whatever the case may be, here you put it in a category, a different brand, add a description, everything you want. But what really, for the first thing we want to do here is have a digital content download. And that is what we're going to be making as a product. It's going to be a digital download. So it's actually going to be a file. And from that perspective, it's going to be a little bit different than just adding a standard product. So let's see if we can find it here. Images and files. So here would be the files that you can upload the images and files, and the file will be what someone can subscribe to, or the area that they can get into and purchase the digital download. And then, rather than a product that sends you something in the mail, this is a product that sends you an email and you download the information or the actual file. So let's get out of that. Now, so that was the one. This is the one for the e-commerce, and we'll get into this at a later date. The second one here was the search engine optimization one. And this is one where we're going to get into a number of things with the URLs and how they are referenced and indexed. So we kind of want short-tailed URLs, or what they call search engine friendly URLs. And when you turn this on, it's going to take, possibly a URL that has a product ID, all the way strung out like this. Like, see this? That's strung out. We might choose to turn that into Anthony's Gym /administrator platform, and it would basically replace this long tail, URL with a search engine friendly one. So this tool here does an outstanding job of manipulating that so that search engines can easily index your pages, which, something probably should be done at near the end when the site infrastructure is already built out And that's what we will do. Additionally, it adds error pages. So for example, it might already have it turned on. If you were to go to the error, whatever.com, there, it's not found. So the next time we come around, we're going to do something with the HTTP access file. And it's basically going to allow customized error files. So I probably could do that off the fly right now. Let me just see that. And all you have to do is invoke or just make the HTTP access available. So I'll show you here. Go ahead and log in. What is this? Anthony's Gym. 1 second. Anthony's Gym connect. Okay. So here's the files. And in every install, you have an HTTP access.txt file within the base install directory of Joomla. All you need to do is go in and rename the HTTP access.txt to .htaccess. So we do that, come in here, we rename it, and then once you do that, and that is now in use, if you come back to your website, it now allows it to use custom error pages. So what we did before, where you just got that white screen, it should now have, you are in the wrong area. Whatever. Why is it? It's throwing me right back. It's probably defaulting to index.php. I haven't set it up yet, so yo2.php. It's defaulting back to PA. Okay, so what happens is that the new tool has taken whatever I have .html and automatically thrown it back to the first page. Access, it allows you to take control of the error documentation, meaning, for another site I have out there, you can hit the page and it's got a custom template to use for the error page. So for example here, the template, there's one that's called error. If you come into it, up here to the top left, error page. See the error page? And then that is what's going to be the format. Let's see what Joomla has as far as allowing the error page. Control panel. Let's come in here and go to global configuration. And let's look at the language here for the error pages. Where's the error pages? Here we go. It should say custom error pages here. Custom error pages. Where is it at? Server. Error reporting. Database. Jackson. Custom. Let's go into the component then. So this component must be taking over the error page configuration. So let's take a 404 request and turn it on. Where's our error pages? Here we go. Try auto redirect. Yeah, so it's auto redirecting. Let's go here. Message it 404 override Joomla. Yeah, see, it's overriding the 404 Joomla error. So here we're going to say use the Joomla 404 error page, and that's it. And now once we say that, it's allowing Joomla to do its normal thing. So from there, it should just being very difficult today. Well, that's not working either. Sometimes it just doesn't happen. So go back here and clear out the cache. That's cleared. Let's use the clear cache. Let's get the gantry cleaned out. And let's see why this thing is not doing the error page. All right. because there's no main page for the input. That's fine. .html. All right, we're gonna have to go into that one, but I'm not sure why that's not working. But in the next one, we'll figure out what's going on here with this SH404. They might have did some updates here where the 404 requests aren't hitting right. But in here, you should definitely be able to manipulate your error pages. So let's see, error page. Yeah, see, this is the error page that is being controlled by the 404 redirect. Let's see if for some reason there's a conflict here. Error pages, basic configuration. Let's go back to yes, and let's take over it. Only for SSO. 404 handling, override it, subtend or display. By default, index. So it's taking the index page and doing it. That's probably because we don't have core content set up on the error page. So we're going to have to configure this a little bit more, but that's okay. Let's try it one more time, see if it works. It doesn't. Well, back to the drawing board on this one. So we'll get to that. Let's check one more thing here. Enable optimization. Yes. Take over the SL generator. Let's see if we just turn it on. Maybe because we didn't turn it on. It's auto going. More to come. All right, so we've covered everything. We've covered the installation of the e-commerce site. We've covered the installation of the SEO tools with the 404 request. So I'm going to have to do a specific one on that one because evidently a couple things have changed here, but we'll sort it out and get it done. And then from there, also the menu system. We talked about the way to sort of, change and manipulate that stuff. And then the next stage will be to, let's see here. I think we're going to start to build out. Why don't we just do that now and just leave this here. Get rid of some of these elements that we're not going to be using. And it's pretty much all of them, but particularly some of these, like I'm not going to use this one here, and the way we look at that, and we can right click again, go in and inspect if we don't know the layout and see that this is the G above section. So we can come back into the administrator tool and look at the modules and do a search and see which one is in the G above space. So we come in here and select the position. See the position here? We want to look for the above section. So, I'm sorry, not the section, the home page. What is on the home page? All right. And these are all the ones that are on the home page as far as module positions. So this one here is in the above, G above section. There's testimonials, utility, features, intro, all those sections are in here. So go ahead and disable them from the home page. And the reason they're not there is because they're in the template. So on this particular one, if we go back to the template, we need to do that from the home position. And here is the home particles, In the layout section is where everything is at. See, on the intro, the features, utility, above, testimonials, expanded. Sorry about that. So again, G above, we want to get rid of it. We're in the template, the home position, and we want to get rid of the above. See the content cubes here? We don't want that. So let's go ahead and turn it off, apply and save, come back here, see that it's gone, and the content cubes are gone. I also don't like whatever's going on here. Utility, we'll get rid of the utility. Come back here, turn it off, apply and save, come back, see it's gone. Okay, so now it's starting to, from my perspective, shape up a little bit here. Real simple. I don't want nothing crazy. I'm probably going to make this in the background parallax just so it looks a little bit more fancy. Same thing here. This is going to be stagnant, so when you slide up, it looks like the background stays in place and the page actually comes up. So this is not a bad, layout. It's going to be gray, then white, then a darker image, then white, then back to gray. So I'm okay with that as far as a simple, quick navigation layout with the back to the top. And that's good for me. And we're obviously going to make it look a lot better from the graphic perspective, but that should be good for now. And that's how you manipulate some of the homepage sections. Now, when we go to the store, or let's go to the store. Here is what is currently loaded into the store. And you can see that this doesn't have anywhere near the amount of modules that the home page did. And the way that's associated, we come back here and we go to the menu item, manage, back here. And we know that we are on the what page? The store page. So store. This is where in the menu system that you associate what template style will be used here. So for example, if this template style, if we were to pick the home location, it would look like the home. So we probably, when we hit this save, it's going to be the home, and we refresh, it's going to be the big background and everything else going on. See? Because we changed it. But we don't want that for a supporting page. We want, let's see what maybe, you know, the default one looks like. Save and close. So that's where we were. So it is using the default icon. And from here, now is where, you know, when we populate the store, we can start to add obviously the items. But let's say, for instance, we wanted something on this page. We wanted another module up top. Well, it would be pretty easy to do. It's a custom module, right? So we know from the store that is using the default template on the Helium, right? So we go into the extension and we look at the template and we look for the default one. So now on the layout section is where we have all the fields to choose from. As you can see, there's header, intro, feature, utility, above, testimonial, whatever. Main bar, see the main page content. That is where an article would go if you had chosen to put one on. And then you have all this space above to do whatever you want if you're using the default template. So knowing that, let's say I wanted to put something on the sidebar of the page. I would have to choose the sidebar module position when I do this. So stay with me. It's going to be a little far. Okay. Let's do a module, a custom module. So go to the modules page. Let's just clear out everything and create a new module. But this is a custom module. And I'm going to say this is the sidebar for the products page. I am a sidebar. Well, as of right now, we just created something, a module that's not assigned to anywhere. We know that we want it assigned to that template, the default position. On the default position, we want it called the sidebar. So we look over here, and here's the module positions. And we want to find sidebar. Simple. Underneath the underneath the, where is it? Underneath the template. Here it is, the Helium. Sidebar. This is the template, G5 Helium, and here is the location, sidebar. We click sidebar, and now it assigns it to the sidebar position. But how do we know what page it's on? Well, this is where we get to the menu assignment. Currently, it would be assigned on all pages. We don't want it on all pages. We want it only on the pages that we selected. So we click none, and we say we want it on the products page or the store page. Store, there, save. Now we come back to the products page, and there's the sidebar. Again, you can edit from the front end. Just adding more content if needed. Save and close. See? I mean, it doesn't get any more simple than that. So this will be all of your cart information, your products and services, and then you could add stuff over here on the top, on the bottom, below, anywhere you have a module position. I think that's enough for now. We will come back and we'll tune in that search engine thing. I got to find out what has updated and why it didn't work there. And then from there, we're going to start building out the products and the digital content download, integrate into the payment system, and take it from there. So the Webmaster, you're your own personal webmaster. If you like what you see, go ahead and subscribe to the channel and like this. We also have a new private Facebook group for content creators. So if you are a content creator in any which way, digital content, subscribe and share stories, hear different things and get different tips from all the people in that profession, our profession. And talk to you soon. Thank you.